We are still 2 weeks away. More, actually. 2.5 weeks, probably. From Season 3 in Black Ops 6. And I log in, I look at it, and I'm like, dude, how did we get to this point? And I think on it because how can they avoid it in future Call of Duties? I mean, you had the biggest release ever for Call of Duty, unquestionable. They posted about it. It was on the numbers charts as well on like Steam and everything. The highest player count they've ever seen on all the platforms. And yeah, sure, part of it's probably because of Xbox Games Pass, but still, you had that and then sunk into the ground. And I put a tweet out about it because I said, dude, how did we get to this? How did it take such a turn like downward? The release was so strong. They were confident enough to like throw ranked play out early with an anti-cheat that was basically non-existent, like didn't even work, really. And then right after they do that, they say, peace, time to go on vacation for a month. It's and they, for Christmas and New Year, and they disappear from like December 16th or 20th through January 16th or 12th or 20th, and they come back. By the way, probably the most important time to like be updating your game when a bunch of people just get money for Christmas, or maybe they get the game for Christmas and they're playing, and then they have the worst experience. Like, yeah, I'm not going to play that, right? But they come back, they release Season 2 on like January 18th or 20th, one of those 2 days, and then Season 2 is going okay, but the game still has a million other problems, right? And then they actually delay Season 3, so they extend Season 2 by like 2 weeks. This is the second update of the game, pretty much. Season 2. We're in Season 2. How can we be behind already? And the rumor is, and the point of this whole video, is that Treyarch was tasked with doing 2 games in a row, essentially. Not only are they doing BO6, but they're also in charge of Call of Duty 2025, which is technically like Black Ops 7, but it's supposed to be like a reimagined or like it's supposed to be like BO2, essentially, almost. Like a reimagined or Black Ops 2 universe game. Not sure how true that is. It would maybe make sense to why there's not a lot going on with Black Ops 6 and why they're so far behind and why it took 3 or 4 months to make Search and Destroy work. And that's just Search alone with how many problems the game has had. But like, you can't be making the new game and have all the problems that we already have in this game. Like, I mean, you can't do that. It's going to fail miserably. If you release Black Ops 7, let's just say it, for the sake of the video and for sake of my sanity, we're going to call it Black Ops 7. Could it be Black Ops 2 remastered? Maybe. Could it be a Black Ops 2 universe, but a new game still? Like, we'll call it Black Ops 7, so we don't know for sure. If that was the case, I mean, you can't do it with a bunch of AI, even though it's probably here to stay. AI is a way to like reduce the amount of money, right? Like the cost, cut down on cost to improve their revenue. But it's a company. They're probably going to do that. But are you going to put a bunch of like AI art in and AI design crap? Maybe. You can't have the shadow ban system still fucked up after 5 years. You can't have this automated AI voice auto chat ban crap. Honestly, I think the only answer to some of this stuff, remove it. Remove it entirely. The skill-based matchmaking being as bad as it is. And honestly, I don't know if the skill-based matchmaking is that bad in Black Ops 6. I think it's a combination of 2 things. One, yes, it is a bit annoying. Skill-based matchmaking does exist. It is annoying. It can be frustrating to deal with. But the game is also in a state where, because of all these other issues, cheaters included, maybe bad maps, no updates, the ban system or the chat ban system, the comms ban, whatever, the shadow ban system, all these other problems, that most of the casual players that play the game for fun are gone. And so all you have left when you're playing are the people that think they're going to be the next CDL fucking champion. And content creators. And some content creators are sweaty, but not all of them. That could be one of the reasons the matchmaking does feel so horrendous. Yes, skill-based matchmaking is part of it, but also because of where we are in the game right now, It is just all that is left are super sweats. That's it. And even then, they're not having fun. I don't know why the fuck they play. Because to be completely honest with you guys, if I didn't make money from Call of Duty, I would never play it. Never. Almost never. I'll take that back. Almost never. And they don't pay me, obviously. Why would Activision ever pay me? All I do is shit. No, not all I do. But I give them plenty of shit. I'm not sitting there smiling. If I was getting paid money from them, I'd be like, great game, everybody. It was so fun. You guys should try it. It's the best. All the time. I am very critical of their game. They do not pay me anything at all. And it would be stupid if they did, because why would they pay someone that constantly points out the problems? But I do make money from YouTube. I do make money from streaming, and I built my channel on COD because that was the game I liked for many, many years. I still do like it. Typically. I like the idea of it more nowadays because the idea of it is what I grew up playing. Fast-paced, arcade shooter, not a million problems. I don't know how we got to where we are. I really don't. But we need to fix it, especially for the future game. Because people ask all the time, if they redo Black Ops 2, if they remastered the game, would you play it? Would it do really well? No. I would play it, but it would not do well. They would probably ruin it. Truthfully, if you played that, it would probably leave a bad taste in your mouth. It would probably make you hate the original more. You're like, what the fuck is all this shit? So, yeah, what would they have to do? To make, you have to cut out so much crap. Like I said, starting off, by the way, AI, you have to reduce that in your game. It has to, or maybe more human oversight of the AI. If it's making player cards and all this crap. The comms ban stuff, completely scrape that. Completely get rid of that. I don't know why it's even in the game. I get if they're trying to reduce racism in their game. As far as swearing goes, it's an M-rated fucking game. Like, it's all good. Right? And I would say that system causes more harm than it helps. Because even if you have that in your game, people are just not going to talk in your fucking game. They're just going to talk in, like, every console has Skype, or not Skype, I guess, Discord maybe as an app nowadays. It was Skype years ago. You can just talk on that. They're just not going to talk in game. They're still going to say whatever they want, whatever. And it's not like you're trying to sell advertising, typically. I don't think so anyway. So, I mean, they are obviously in some cases. The Ninja Turtle thing, as an example. But I doubt, you know, if they say, oh, we don't have an auto comms ban system anymore, the Turtles are going to back out. That's a good transitionary period to go into the Turtles and the microtransactions. Tone them the fuck down. Okay? As far as the bundles go, that's fine. Bundles every week, fine with it. Every other week, fine with it. The Battle Pass, fine with it. The extra tier of Battle Pass, you're on the line, motherfuckers. Little sketchy with that. How greedy can you get? The answer is even more greedy, because we're going to release events, which are collaborations, and we sell you the shit in the event. We'll have a free version that is usually ass, and then we'll have the paid version. An extra 10 or 15 bucks. And so at this point, you spent 70 bucks on the game. You spent 15 bucks on the Battle Pass, or 10 bucks. I don't know how much it is, to be honest. 10 bucks, 15 bucks. If you want the Black Cell, it's like $20, $30. Then you're going to tell me, you know, the bundle. I might buy one bundle a year, like extra 20 bucks there. On top of that, you're also going to have to sell me the other stuff. The game, for any person playing COD right now, the average player, instead of it costing $70, it's probably like $140. It's probably double that. If you play Warzone, you buy the game, you got it for free. Sure, maybe you buy more bundles, maybe you don't. But for the average person who's playing multiplayer, they're paying a lot, I feel like, at this point. So I think we need to tone down the microtransactions a little bit. Especially because the game is not in a good enough state to try to sell me on something in the fucking game. It's not like I'm skipping down the street having a blast and it's the greatest game ever made. It's like, oh, by the way, let's add this on top of it. This is even more, it's even better. Look, we have this now. No one's like that. Everyone's pissed that you're like ignoring people. The cheaters are rampant. The AI is fucking everybody over. The comms ban's happening. There's a million bugs. Insert 20 other things that could be in that sentence, right? Or statement. And then instead of piling on the positive, it's like piling on the negative. Oh, by the way, for another $25 fucking dollars, you can have this. It's like, dude, you guys don't get it. Or you need to double the amount of updates you do. That's also a problem. COD needs 2 times as many updates. When there's a bug in the game, like how Search and Destroy didn't work for 3 months, that shit should be fixed instantly. Instantly! It shouldn't be broken for fucking 1/4 the game's life cycle. That's insane! Have a sense of urgency. Fix this shit! Please! There should be 2 times as many updates as there are. You guys are making billions off of the people playing the game. You're telling me you can't give 2 updates a month? Maybe 3? Even like 1 every week and a half? Really? Oh, it's frustrating to see. And I'm the whole point of this video is because I'm afraid if Treyarch is ignoring Black Ops 6 to make Black Ops 7 right now, or let's completely ignore Black Ops 7. What if it's just the regular life cycle? You cannot have all of this shit thrown into the next COD game. And that's a huge problem with Call of Duty as well. They don't learn. And I don't know if that's a problem because there's 3 different studios making the game, because they do communicate with one another. But how can one problem in one game be a problem in another game? How is that not fucking fixed? And I say that with all sincerity. You should be learning from your mistakes, not doubling down on them, tripling down on them. I hope you guys tweet me all the time or share a bug in the game like, oh, Marksman, check out this funny bug with the gun. It makes it look like it loses its barrel. We've done that every year for like 4 years. It's the same bug every time. How is that a bug every year? That's just one example. Minor detail, minor bug, but still. Search and destroy. Every year? Really? Every year? We can't make it work right correctly one fucking time? Oh. But I'm scared. I'm scared for BO7. I'm scared for whatever the next Call of Duty is. Because there are so many negatives right now with what we've seen in BO6. So many complaints down the list. Like I said, you can be mad about the AI, you can be mad about the comms ban, you can be mad about the skill-based matchmaking, the amount of cheaters that are in the game, the amount of bundles they're trying to sell, the oversaturated market of like their microtransactions, the amount of, I say bugs or glitches, maybe. The point is the list is so long. And unless we're actually crossing some shit off, like, all right, we won't have this in this game, we'll have this in this game, let's cut this out, let's cut that out. If you're going to be copy-pasting the same format, and it's going to fail. It's going to fail. And for those that say, oh, COD does this every year and people still buy it. First off, I don't buy it. They give it to me. Second off, I make money from it. As I stated, if I didn't, I probably would never fucking play that game. Because there are so many more games to play that are just generally fun. I don't have to worry about hackers. I don't have to worry about impressing people. I don't have to worry about trying my ass off all the time to make videos. I would just have fun. And COD is fun. Super limited. Hour every other few days. That's it. Not 5 hours of fucking day fun. I know it isn't that. But BO6 dropped and I was enjoying the hell out of it. I was playing 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day. It was fun. Because for the first month, like month and a half, they're kind of on the ball. They're supporting the game, trying to make sure it has a good launch, and they're there, and it's updated, and they're trying to fix bugs, and they're receptive, and they're talking to the community. And then as time goes on, that amount of care that they had on release dwindles. And the updates start leaking out in tiny little droplets instead of like a stream. And it's just like, fuck. Where'd it go? But I'm curious what you guys want to add to this. Would you want to see a Black Ops 7 with what they've already done? Would you want to see a BO2 remake? Even then, if they follow the same life cycle, like Infinity Ward, then Sledgehammer, then Treyarch, and yada yada yada, I don't know if they're going to keep the same movement system. Is Omni movement going to stay? Is it going to go away? I can tell you right now, I've said before, Omni movement on controller doesn't feel too bad. It feels pretty good. I like the gunplay. On mouse and keyboard, It is close to torture. It's like impossible. You should not play mouse and keyboard with Omni movement. It is too hard to track people that can switch momentum and switch directions full speed on a dime. It's impossibly hard. And it's not fun. It's like you lose the fun of it. It's less fun to play controller in my opinion, but it's so much less frustrating that it's still more fun to do that than to play mouse and key. So yeah, but we might ditch the Omni movement system. It might be gone. I don't know if the future studios are going to be following through with that. Which means they spent years developing the new movement system that's gone after 1 year, which is also weird. And why people think that it might be back-to-back Treyarch games, because people kind of said they liked the movement system, and the new studios might be just not on board with it. Let me know what you think, though. Sorry. Leave a comment. And that's the video for the day. I'm still a little scared about it. It could be why they're ignoring BO6. Not ignoring it, but lack of updates, lack of fixes, lack of urgency on fixing things, and how long it took to like make search work properly. Just examples. Because they're currently working on the new game. Or it could just be because they're not able to fix it. Not sure.